Hey guys, in a previous lesson we introduced Pythagoras' theorem and we learned how to find the missing hypotenuse, the longest side in the right angled triangle. Now we're going to use Pythagoras' theorem to find one of the short sides. If it's missing, we can also use Pythagoras' theorem to find that missing side. Let's go through the theory first. Now we know that the hypotenuse is the side that is opposite the right angle. And we know that the formula that Pythagoras has actually found out is c squared equals a squared plus b squared, meaning the hypotenuse squared equals the other two short sides squared and added together. That's what we do, and that's the formula we use when we're working out the hypotenuse. Now to work out the short side, we use the same formula, but we rearrange it. That way we can use it to find the missing short side. The formula we use is basically a squared equals c squared minus b squared. All we're doing, we're rearranging it to say that the hypotenuse, take away one short side, will give us the other short side. That's all it is. The hypotenuse squared, take away a short side squared, we're going to get the other short side squared, and then we square root. So it's exactly the same process, but instead of plus, we're going to take away. Let's see how it's done using the example I have here. The example says find the short side in this diagram. Well, we have x and we have 15 and we have 12. What we need to watch out for is that the x is the short side. So now we're going to work out using Pythagoras the missing side here. In this case it's a short side, it's not the hypotenuse. Where is the hypotenuse? The hypotenuse is opposite the right angle, and here the hypotenuse is 15. The other short side is 12. So now let's start, and you'll see it is very easy. Our formula a squared equals c squared minus b squared, which is the opposite of what we did when we were finding the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse we were adding, now we are subtracting. A squared in this case is x squared, it's missing. This side here is missing. The hypotenuse first. The hypotenuse squared, take away the other short side squared. So the hypotenuse squared, 15 squared, take away 12 squared. Then we work it out. 15 squared is 225. 15 times 15. Take away 12 squared, 144. You're welcome to use your calculator. Now we subtract them. X squared is 225. Take away 144. 81. Now we learned we want x. We don't want x squared. The opposite of x squared is square root. That means the missing side is 9. The square root of 81 is 9. That means this side here is 9 units in length. Now we have 15, our hypotenuse, 12, our other short side, 9 is the other short side. So looking here, going through one more time, the hypotenuse squared, take away the other short side squared, 225, take away 144, 81, square root 81 to get x equals to 9. Let's do one more example. Hey guys, one more example. Let's do it. We have a triangle. It is a right angled triangle once again. We know we can only use Pythagoras with right angled triangles. We look carefully at the triangle and we notice, well, we have the hypotenuse marked in black and we have the other short side marked as 20. And we notice we're asked to find the short side once again. The short side is missing. Now, very important, whenever you're doing mathematical problems, whether small or big, you look at the diagram in total. Make sure you've understood the diagram, make sure you've understood the question. The last thing you want to do is work out a solution and realize guess what? We haven't answered the question. Here, we're specifically being asked, find the short side using Pythagoras' theorem. Let's get started. We know the formula has been rearranged. A squared equals to c squared minus b squared. So a squared is the short side, c squared is our hypotenuse, c is always our hypotenuse, minus the other short side, we're going to get the missing side we're looking for. Well, let's go. We know a squared is marked with a y, so we substitute and replace a squared with y squared. And we know the hypotenuse is 25 squared, minus b squared is the other short side, which is 20 squared. Y squared equals 25 squared, 625. 25 squared is 25 times 25, 625. Once again, you can use your calculator. 20 squared is 20 times 20, 400. 625, take away 400. Y squared is 625, take away 400, 225. So y squared is 225, but remember, we are looking for y, not y squared. Now, what do? The opposite of squared is square root. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. In equations or in any type of mathematical question, whatever we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to do to the other. We square root here, we must square root here. When we square root y squared, we're left with y. And square root of 225, use your calculator, and you're going to get 15. The square root of 225 is 15, because 15 times 15 is 225. That means this side here is 15, and this is 20, hypotenuse 25. This is a Pythagoras theorem problem. We solved it. We used Pythagoras theorem to find the short side.